Good morning, welcome back to my channel, Don't Mind Me. My name's Diana, and today, while I'm crocheting a square, I wanted to talk about mental health and why I started my channel. And the fact is, I wanted to be there for others. I was in my 20s when I was actually diagnosed with depression, and it's only recently that I have realised that I had traits of certain mental health issues when I was growing up. I had separation issues, which at the time I didn't realise were separation issues. It's only, as I say, recently when I've had time to think and look back, and I realised every time my father went away to do training exercises as he was in the Navy, I missed him terribly. We were very close, and I would go and stay with friends, and especially at the beginning I would not want to go. I would try and make every single excuse under the sun not to go. However, once I was there, it was fine. I managed to be comfortable being out of my comfort zone, and looking back, it's helped me to be the person I am. Yes, it's very scary. It was at that time, especially as I didn't understand what was going on in my head. As I grew older, I had other issues. For some reason, I found I couldn't hold down a job, whether it would be being made redundant, just leaving because I couldn't handle it, or because I found out that my father was ill. I had dreams of being a nurse, so I started my nurse training in March of 1986, and I absolutely loved it. Then a few family issues arose, and I found myself struggling. Didn't feel I had anyone to talk to, so I got quite down, and by the November of that year I ended up quitting, because I found out that my father, even though he hadn't been diagnosed at that time, I found he'd got cancer of the pancreas. And I guess I should put trigger warning here saying I will be talking about loss, cancer, so if you are worried about anything like this or it's triggering, then please, by all means, turn my video off. I helped my mum look after my dad, and unfortunately I lost my dad in February of 1987, which was very hard. I did my crying when he was ill. I to the point where after he passed away, I worked in a shop, which I absolutely loved. But I was only a sales assistant, but I ended up being the person running it because one of my managers was fired, another one walked out, and every time I tried to phone or get help, it was, oh no, sorry, we're short-staffed, try this number. So basically I was running the shop, and eventually my area manager decided to fire me. So I could have taken it further, but I didn't. I didn't want to go through the trauma of hauling this big company through the courts, even though I had the backing of my customers. I didn't feel it would have helped anything, so I didn't bother. I had a few part-time jobs. Again, I love them, but as I say, they were part-time. And I kind of found my niche in working for a friend, and it was hilarious. It was funny. But that's sort of going back to 2012. Before then, I was a carer at a care home, and basically the matron there wasn't very nice. I'm not naming the place I worked out because it's, even though it's no longer here, but I ended up walking out of that job because this particular matron tried to accuse me of being nasty to residents. Luckily, again, I had the staff behind me, and she eventually got found out for the person she actually was and got fired. After walking out of that job, my late mum had a friend, and she was extremely worried about how I was. I was very low. I thought I couldn't hold a job. I thought I was useless. And basically I got very low, and in the end I ended up going to the doctors and being diagnosed, as I say, with depression. And I ended up going away with a friend to a concert in Belgium, and it was one of the funniest, amazing things I've done. It was the first time I'd been away on my own, just with a friend, and it was so funny. We had the best time, and I loved every minute of it. It was only for a weekend. We went by coach, and we had the best time. I came back And I still felt not very good about myself. So I then went up to Carlisle to see my late brother and had a good time. Started to pick myself up, even though it's very difficult. And thanks to my late mum, I had her amazing support. I then met my husband through two mutual friends on a blind date, and it was so funny. I'd known one of these friends for a very, very long time, and he decided he was going to throw a New Year's Eve party in 1994, I think. Could have been it was 1994. And my husband was there. I'd never met him. And basically the drinks were flowing. And I had a brilliant time, and I obviously made some impression, because I embarrassed myself a couple of times. And next thing, I get a phone call from one of my best friends saying, what did I think of this fellow, and did I like him? And of course I did, and we ended up meeting up. And at this point I had my own place. I'd moved into a little stone cottage, which was beautiful. Still love it, still miss it, but it wasn't big enough for a family, so I digress. This meeting with my husband, basically we dated for a while, and he actually moved in the June of 1996, and we were married the following year in June 1997, and my beautiful daughter came along in 1998. For some reason, June seemed to be a very popular year because she happened to come along in June as well. And I know I've said this in past videos, but I still struggle. But I started a Facebook page because I was having strangers, friends, talking to me, opening up about their problems, their issues, and they found they could just talk to me. That I was always a listener. I would always listen to anyone who had problems if they were at school, and one day I just thought, okay, I've got these friends, why don't I start a support page on Facebook? Which I did. And that is going from strength to strength, which is amazing. And back in 2021 during lockdown, again, I'm sorry for triggering, but I decided to come out of my comfort zone and start a YouTube channel, because I didn't know I was going to wind up with depression, mental health. My mum had depression, and my daughter has it, as well as agoraphobia and a few other issues. I wanted to do something, just let people know that it's okay. We need to stop the stigma, because that's what mental health, or what people think it is. I know that famous people are now coming out saying they've suffered with mental health. So yes, it affects everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are. Anything can trigger a mental health episode. You can be so happy and not have a care in the world, and all of a sudden you become redundant, you lose someone you love. All these can trigger mental health, and I just want to say I'm here for anyone who needs to talk. I'm here for anyone who just needs that extra ear to listen to, even if it's online or YouTube or in the comments. I will give you that ear, that extra person for you to rant to let your feelings be known, especially if you feel there's no one else you can talk to. I would just want to be there for you, for your friends, your family, anyone who needs that extra person to support them, to say, okay, it's okay, you can do this. Just need to build your goals up one step at a time. No, I'm not a professional, and I'm just hoping to help those through my own experiences, and that is why Don't Mind Me started. And yes, I do crocheting, I do stories on here, but I also want you to know that the things that I put on here help me cope with my depression, my mental health. And I just want this to be a happy place, a place where you can come, have a laugh, and leave comments if you want me to answer questions. Just I just want to be the person that you feel comfortable talking to, regardless of what it's about. And yeah, at the end of the day, my other social medias, my Facebook support group will all be left down in the comments below, and in the description below. So I hope you like this video, and I will do more. If you have any ideas, suggestions for videos, then please leave a comment. I read every single comment, and I love hearing from my subscribers. You're all amazing. You're all wonderful, amazing, beautiful, unique people that deserve the best in life. And you will get that. You will get what you want in life if you believe in yourself And it's not what others think, it's what you think. It's what you want to do. It's your life. I've said that many, many times in videos. It is your life and you deserve the world. And until next week, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.